So so when you had this experience and going into this is basically channeling from above. Is that what you're saying? Like all the you're getting, what I'm thinking is you're getting these visions and feelings and all that. Is that correct? Is that, am I reading that right?
You're on the right track. Yeah, I guess what I'm describing is going back to, not to confuse our
That's
listeners, but
okay.
going back
Keep going. That's all good.
question where I was like a little girl going, "Oh, I wonder what happens when you die,"
Hmm.
right? And not knowing, like personally not knowing. Sure, I was reading things and stuff, and I was
Yeah.
interested in psychic mediumship or natural healing, or, I'm a fitness person too, like you. So I'm always, those kinds of things are big for me, But it was when I started to have these signs and messages from the universe that helped me learn that our loved ones are still living, spiritually,
Okay.
still connecting with me.
Right.
So, and how people grow their intuition more, and trust themselves more is something would happen. Let me give you an example. Maybe that's a better way. Give a little fun little
Go
example.
for it. No, go for it.
Yeah.
I said it's free platform. There's no script. It's about you. So go for it. Go for it.
Well, us humans, we don't want fact, we don't want to be told something. We want a little story, right? Now, most of you now, when I first started having these experiences, the people around me, like my family, my friends, none of them had these experiences, so they couldn't help me. I had to go outside of my community and start to sort out people who knew what I was talking about. And it helped me build my trust. So when we're building anything in our lives, our confidence, our trust, our intuition, or we don't have to build the intuition. We just need to tap into it, right? And we do it through our hearts by getting calmer and healing the pain and the anxiety and the overwhelm. Sorry for maybe overwhelming everybody here. But for example, my cousin, I'll give you, this is one of the second or third things he did. So how it worked for me was, and this is why I've helped connect people with their own loved ones, more so than say connect with their archangels or different entities. For me, it's my spiritual cheerleaders have
That's a good
been,
way. That's a nice way of putting it.
yeah.
I like
You've
that.
probably heard the term like your spiritual team or your
Yeah.
spiritual
I like.
guides.
Hey, no, I haven't heard cheerleaders before. It makes sense, though, doesn't it?
I love them. They're my spiritual cheerleaders. And so that's been my term for fun, right? Because they're rooting for you, they're cheering for you, they've got your back.
Yes.
Regardless of other people's, opinions. This is my experience. So my cousin Rob, and it's so funny because I've saved this. Actually, I've saved this in my bedroom. I keep it for like memory, but I have a clock radio. There's like a plug-in clock radio with digital numbers. And I would wake up to the radio station every morning. It was 95.3 FM in the Vancouver area, and it would be my alarm clock. And then I'd go off to work, and before my cell phone days. And so one morning I woke up, and Jay, the volume was increasingly louder than it was the
Okay.
previous. Yeah.
Right.
So the first morning the volume's up, and I'm like, that's weird. And my mind goes, I wonder if I bump the volume button. Right. So I turn the volume back to a normal volume and I go on with my day. Don't really think a lot of it at the time. I've got a busy day ahead, going to like a corporate office and marketing lumber products.
Yep.
Very next morning, I set the alarm. I had adjusted the volume. I wake up, it's loud again. Right. So the frequency is being played with by something. Okay, but so the second time it starts to get my attention, right? So
Okay.
something calling your attention, like,
Right.
like wonder.
Right.
Third morning, it happens again. Now, by this point, they've got my attention, whatever they are, and
Cool.
I
Yep.
started to be shown. I'm thinking of my cousin Rob. I'm starting to feel like his energy. I'm remembering his humor. He was a real hilarious like dude. And I'm like, oh my God, Rob. And it just took time and many instances over the last years. So finally, on about the fourth or fifth morning, it was still happening. And I'm now believing a little bit like, I wonder if it's Rob. Okay. So I've got this new piece of information in my body, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening to you guys? Believe it. I have so many clients who ask, I'm having this experience with spirit or my loved one, and it couldn't really be them. I'm thinking about them, but always the answer is yes. So on
Right.
the fifth morning, not only was the volume button higher, totally different radio station, Jay.